Some viewers may find this humor offensive. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, it's me, Romano, the superlative pig. Last week, I told you guys the first half of Operation Sunglasses at Night. Well, this week is the real cheese and potatoes. The story of how Vinnie became the sugar bear and how we managed to get 30 million on maple syrup. Vinnie, you got that footage put together for this week? Good. So last week, we ended our story with how the Canadian redcoats were all over the old warehouse. Little did Vinnie and Tony and... Yeah, Jesus, Vinnie, I know. So like I was saying, Vinnie and Tony and me and... Vinnie, Jesus Christ, I swear, if you correct me on Antony's name one more time, Mr. Vinnie's going to be having bear paw soup. Now, what we didn't know was that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police had put the best man on the case, Mr. Dudley Do-Right. Now, as good as this red coat was, he was no match for us. Mr. Vinnie even had this associate he said could help us keep appraised of what the redcoats were doing. So he introduced us to his buddy Bruce. He said this Bruce guy was real smart and could get access to the RCMP footage so we could keep tabs on Dudley. Vinnie, roll that clip of Bruce hacking into the RCMP there. Once Bruce had completed the job, we were ready to keep eyes on Dudley to make sure he didn't get too close. While this was going on, Vinnie and I were looking for a way to keep all this on the down low before we could get around to selling it. Of course, this meant we had to make sure old Dudley kept off the trail. As you can see from the footage we got, he was looking high and low all over Canada for us. Vinnie, roll that clip of Dudley looking for us.
All units, we have a 317 on Maple Drive. Area units, please respond.
Once we were sure we had old Dudley Do-Right looking all over the Canadian countryside for us, it made things a lot easier to keep it quiet. Of course, we knew we weren't going to be able to move so much maple syrup in such a short time, so we had to sit on it for a while. You see, it took several years for things to calm down enough that we could move this stuff. All the time, making sure Dudley Do-Right was kept busy. We had no idea it was going to take 8 years for us to finally cash in. And to be honest, I'd almost forgotten that we had the stuff until Antony Vinnie, stay there. Until Antony called, and well, here's how that went. Hello?
Hello, Romano. How's it going there, you old swine, eh?
Not bad. What can I do for you, Antony?
You forget we still have all that maple syrup, huh? Don't you think it's about time we move it there?
Oh yeah, okay. Vinnie and I'll take care of it. You still have that contact for us, right?
I do. I have her get in contact with you, and you can take care of that, okay?
So with that little reminder there, Vinnie and I knew it was time to start moving that liquid sugar gold. But before we could do that, we had to make sure old Dudley Do-Right was not on the trail anymore. Vinnie, roll that clip of what Dudley was up to, huh?
What's going on out here? What's wrong?
We've all just lost our homes and businesses.
Yeah! Well, that's a relief.
It is?
Yes. I thought that this was about the vampires.
No! This is about that bloodsucker Snidely Whiplash. He's taken everything. Our homes, our businesses, our farms.
What do you mean vampires?
You mean you don't know? The woods are filled with them.
What?
So now that we knew that Dudley was on another case, that kind of left the door open for Vinnie and I to start moving the maple syrup. So I made another call to Antony to tell him I was sending Vinnie up to Canada to help him out with the deal with our contact there, Genevieve. Vinnie, roll that clip of Genevieve in her processing area, will you? So Antony and Vinnie headed off to Genevieve's place to broker that deal. Vinnie, roll the clip of you, Antony, heading over there. Once Vinnie and Antony arrived, it was time for the two of them to get the deal together. So, as you can see, once they arrived, they sat down to get everything straightened out with Genevieve. Vinnie, roll the deal.
Ah, vous avez trouvé le chemin secret dans cette neige.
Well, mon pays, c'est ne pas un pays, c'est l'hiver.
Les héralbiers adorent le Gilles Vigneault.
Moi, j'ai toujours préféré les vilains pingouins dans mon boombox.
Mon cousin était leur chauffeur d'autobus pendant leur dernier tournée mondiale. Il m'a dit que c'était un peu l'enfer. Le groupe sont tous devenus végétariens maintenant. Et mon cousin, il préfère ses steaks et sa tourtière.
Ah ben, ma tante, elle fait du bonne tourtière.
Ah oui? Est-ce que je peux l'acheter?
Ah ben, je vais lui demander d'abord.
Excellent. Ça ferait ma saison de n'avoir ici.
So with that deal all arranged, then it came time to move the stuff down here to Jersey. So Vinnie left Canada and came back so we could get started on actually selling that liquid sugar gold. Best part is, with a border crossing that small, getting everything across was easy. Vinnie, show them the border crossing and how we distracted the border guard.
Meanwhile, on the U.S.-Canadian border, all is tranquil as usual.
You want some of me? You want some of Dwayne Guffman? Huh? Come on. Ooh.
I must see your passports!
So, after that spectacular distraction, it was easy for the trucks to get across. Finally, with all the maple syrup here in Jersey, a few days later, we were able to get on with the next part of our little caper, selling the stuff. Of course, we had tons of opportunities here. Denny's and Friendly's and Family Restaurant, International House of Pancakes, Waffle House, and who better to distribute all this stuff to the places than the corn syrup broad herself, Aunt Jemima. So we sent Ted over to Chicago to meet up with Aunt Jemima to tell her we'd be arriving to broker a deal. Vinnie, roll that clip of Ted's meeting with Aunt Jemima, huh?
I need to talk to you. Maybe no to a Snickers bar every once in a while wouldn't hurt.
Well, he only had 3 other batches. Gorilla Panic, They're Coming, and something called This Is Permanent.
Tubby McFatfuck? Jesus fucking Christ.
Nope. Yeah. Yes. Take pride in that.
So if you go down there and just talk to him, I am gonna plow you so gross later.
Hey, up here! I have this! You ain't no... Hell no, and on top of that, he done messed with my seat again! Got me destroying my shit!
So, of course, after Ted got her all excited for the deal, she headed on down to meet with Vinnie and I about bringing the maple syrup to the Aunt Jemima label. I mean, she gets her stuff in all those restaurants, and what better way to move it and all. So, we decided to meet up at Nippolopolis, a club downtown. So Vinnie and I dropped by to see what kind of place it was to broker the deal. Vinnie, roll a clip of us meeting up with Aunt Jemima at the club.
Hey man, don't you have any better looking girls than that? Our best girl's coming out right now.
Hold on now, Pepe. Ain't nothing going down there unless it got the word peso written on it. ¿Cómo está? Te quiero mucho! Mamita!
So, of course, once we saw that little show there, we got down to some brass tacks and finally convinced Aunt Jemima that there was enough of that old liquid sugar gold to go around, which would bring us in a lot of nice green Benjamins. Once we had the deal together, we had to move the syrup from the warehouse in Jersey to Chicago, where Aunt Jemima would get it out to all the restaurants. So, once that was over, Vinnie and I flew back to Jersey. We weren't even off the plane 5 minutes when we got a call from Mr. Vinnie. Vinnie, roll that airport clip, will you? Hello. Yes, Mr. Vinnie. Yeah, of course. Yeah, right away, sir. Of course. Jesus, Vinnie. Mr. Vinnie wants to see us right away. Must be a heap of trouble. So, after we got the call, Vinnie and me headed over to Mr. Vinnie's office right away. Needless to say, I thought we were heading off to the slaughterhouse. I mean, an urgent call from Mr. Vinnie to meet in person, usually not a good thing. So, we got in the car and headed to Mr. Vinnie's office. Vinnie, roll a clip of what happened.
Yo, you're good, yo. Nah, you're good. You're right on the money.
So, as you can see, with the success of making Mr. Vinnie over $30 million on maple syrup, he was really pleased as punch with us. So, now you know the story of how me and Vinnie made all that cash on maple syrup and why Vinnie is called the Sugar Bear. So, with all that told, we'll catch you guys next week for another exciting episode. Ciao! So don't forget, if you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. But nothing too incriminating. Because Vinnie may have to come over and paint the walls.